Hey friends, Randy Flickinger here again with another story I want to share with y'all. All of these can be found in my book, Renew Your Mind. I think you'd love it if you enjoy these lessons. You would love this book. You can track it out on Amazon.com and would think that you'll enjoy it greatly. You ever up against a wall? Have you ever wanted to get something, accomplish something, make something happen in your life, and no matter what you do, it doesn't just seem to go well? It won't happen. It can be something good. It can be a job. It can be that you've always wanted. It can be a promotion that you deserve or feel you deserve, or that you've wanted for a long time. It can be finances. I've tried and tried and tried to eliminate my debt. No matter what I do, it seems like I'm just going backwards. I can't ever seem to get ahead. I'm working two jobs. I'm working three jobs. What is it that I need to do? It may be relationships with friends. It may be relationships with hey, there's this girl. I have always wanted to date her. I would do my best to try to get her to go out. She won't go out with me. Or this guy, he is such a cute guy. I would love to date him. It's just not happening. Whatever the case may be, including health, by the way. You know, I'm having health problems. I keep doing what I should do. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to take meds. I'm trying to adjust my lifestyle, and yet I'm still struggling with health issues. These are just small examples or big examples of things that can go wrong. We're left saying, I don't get it. I'm up against the wall. I cannot get through this problem. I cannot get through this issue. And I want to share a story. It's could be something that you've wanted for years. It could be something that you've prayed about for days or weeks or years even. And it just feels like I can't get this wall to come down. I cannot move forward and go accomplish what I want or what I think God even wants for my life. And I need this wall to come down. It's frustrating. It's discouraging. And sometimes it makes our faith start to wane. There's people that walk away from the faith completely, where they say, I've prayed, I tried to do what was right, and it just didn't happen. That's not what God wants, not at all. So you remember the story about Joshua? I had to go back. I heard a message about it, and I had to go back and read a little bit about it. Joshua was leading after Moses, leading the Israelite people into the promised land. He's taking them there, all right? And the Canaanites are occupying it. And God said, this is yours. I'm taking you where I want you to go. And a part of that occupation was the city of Jericho. Now, I don't know if you know a lot about Jericho, but the bottom line is Jericho was a completely secured fortress of a city. The walls were a minimum of 6 foot thick. I've read versions where there's as much as 20-foot thick walls. They were at least 12 to 13 foot tall, some versions as much as 24 to 28 feet tall, with towers, turrets, so that they could see you coming for miles. And there were layers of walls even. These were built so that the city was impenetrable, and it was set and rested on a 10-acre tract, was completely enclosed in it. The city of Jericho was within these 10 acres, and they had done it to be safe. And frankly, they were afraid of the Israelite people because they had heard some of the great things God had done for Moses and on their way, and they didn't want anybody coming in or out of that city. The gates were closed. They were self-sufficient inside, and nobody went out, and they didn't let anybody in. And so God said, you need to find a way in, send some spies. And he does. They send a couple spies in. They meet a prostitute named Rahab. She tells them, we're afraid of y'all. We're scared to death of you guys because we've heard the things that your God has done. And she says, I will help you if you will just promise to save my family. And so, that's what ends up happening. So they literally start, and God tells Joshua then, they come back and they say, hey, through the spies, God's telling Joshua, we can do this. We need to just move forward. Verses 2 through 5, listen to what God tells him. He says, see, I have delivered Jericho into your hands. Did you hear that? Here's this impenetrable fortress, this wall that they cannot get through. And everything that they can think of to get through, it's not happening. It's not going to happen. And God says, look, I've already delivered it into your hands. And you're thinking, what? We're out here. We can't get by these walls. Does that sound familiar to you? Sound like your life? Sound like whatever issue I talked to you about that you're feeling like you're up against a wall? So are the Israelites. And yet God's saying, look, I've already given you the victory. I've already delivered these people to you. He says, here's what you're going to do. You're going to march around behind the Ark of the Covenant one lap each day. And I want you to play your trumpets, and you're going to sing this song. And they do that. And you can imagine there's literally, from what we know, about 2.5 million to 3 million people. And the people in Jericho are scared to death. And here they are marching around your city, carrying the Ark of the Covenant, playing their trumpets. They march one lap. The next day, march one lap. Do the same thing. The third day, march one lap, right? And they do that for 6 days. And now, I'm sure there had to be a point where even as we've seen God do great things in our life, if he's got us doing something like that, to bring down a 20-foot thick wall, I want you to play your trumpets and march around a 10-acre city 6 days in a row. Most of us are thinking, what? Okay, yeah, this is working well. Great idea. 7th day says, now what you're going to do is you're going to march around it 7 times. That's a lot of walking. That's a lot of trumpeting. But you're going to follow me, that Ark of the Covenant, which is what carried the 10 Commandments. And I'm going to lead you. And you go 7 laps, and then I want you to yell your loudest yell, and the walls are going to fall down. They're going to collapse. And you know what? The Israelites, led by Joshua, did exactly that. And guess what happened? Boom. They fell down, right? And they were able to just walk into this city that was deemed impenetrable. They could walk in, kill them all, take over the territory that God had promised them, which was Israel, was their promised land, what they had long wanted and been promised, right? So what is he saying here? 1, you already have the victory. Whatever it is that you're struggling with, I've got it. I hold you in the palm of my hand. Number 2, do you believe that? I'm going to ask you to trust me. I'm going to ask you maybe to even take some bold steps outside of what you normally would do. Marching around a city playing a trumpet for 7 days would be a crazy example. I don't think he's asking you and I. He's not looking for musical stomping and marching. What he's looking for, though, is our obedience. Am I applying for the job that I think I should have at this company? Am I leaving my comfort zone to reach out to that girl that I'd love to have that date with, to reach out to that friend that I need to fix a friendship that's been busted? Am I willing to reach out? And do I believe that he can do anything, that he has the power to do anything? The battle belongs to the Lord, okay? And if you pray earnestly, if you reach out, if you get outside of your comfort zone and you do your best to seek his will, and what you're asking for doesn't happen, there's several reasons that could be. Number 1, the timing may not be right. He may need you to learn more, to mature more, to grow in your faith. It may not be a part of his plan for you. You know, that girl that you always thought you wanted to date, or that boy that's so cute in your aerobics class, may not be the right fit. And so God's trying to protect you from yourself, all right? And as you do these things, you will build your faith. And the final thing that may stop it is there may be sin in your life that he's trying to get you to address. Oh, we sin every day. All of us do. Little things here or there, the way we think, the way we say, the things we do. But there also are whole sin patterns in our lives that take us away from God, that put a wall, ironically, between us and God. And he may be saying, I need you to change that in your life. I need you to have faith in me. I need you to have strength in me, because that's what's going to take those walls down. It's not going to be your strength. It's going to be his. But if you will do that, I think the walls that are holding you back in your life will come down, just like they did for the Israelite people going into the promised land at Jericho. Thanks for listening. Mark this if you enjoy this, if you need to hear this more often, and share this with anybody you can that you think needs to hear this message, because trust me, we all have walls we're up against that we're struggling to get through. God's got you. He's got an answer. Think about it, pray about it, and listen to what he tells you. Thanks for listening, guys.